in the interim of watching the last episode and this one, I did actually have to go and visit my own parents. I don't think it was quite the emotional rollercoaster that we've seen the characters in this one really achieve, but it was somewhat nice. And how many times are we going to see someone that doesn't realise what they have until it's done and gone? Something that would be nice to really mitigate as much as you can. So, tell your loved ones that you love them. But ultimately, sit down and let's enjoy some more anime. We're already back into the mindscape with our much beloved man-god thing. I mean, it's been a year and didn't even write. But look at where you are now. Things seem to have panned out right. I was about to say, is there going to be a time when he's in this room and he doesn't see himself in his old form? How playful is that tone, but it's so kind of creepy at the same time. Yep, some at least hint towards where to go next, who's in the most danger to be rescued straight away. Is this the first time that they want something in return? Just at least start off without having an argument next time. Is it really them that is causing him to see himself like this in this world? But also, should the time come that he stops seeing himself like this, would we lose Sugita as his voice? I don't like that she was looking in fear. Then send a letter to someone you know in the royal palace. From the palace. Show. They're both here. They're both in the palace somewhere that should have been found already. The fact that they haven't been found already, or known about that they're fine, and the fact we only saw the kid. I mean, everything that has happened so far with them, or the advice, ooh. I like the stylings of this place. Everything that he's gone through in that kind of mind plane. Sure, there's been rough times, but he's come out of it okay. Relatively, it's been for the better. You would have thought he would want to get off the boat as soon as possible, even after it had moored. Yeah, despite how... one bite! Despite being so intrigued about this rice thing and so happy about it to begin with, he's got a lot on his mind. And inviting much larger than I thought statues at the gate. A new city, a new place, a new culture to explore. Well, how many others does he know from the palace? Or any palace, to be fair. She's currently away, but yep. Yep. That was another sister. This one might not have such quite a family, such a strong family resemblance. Yeah, I mean, some things, especially when it comes to Rudius, they might just take things for granted whenever he comes up with something, instead of pressing the matter. If only it turned right. But then again, it might not play out the same, because he needs to see the scene that is going to play out. Is he being followed by a very sneaky assailant? The fact that he's lived a life where he's got to keep an eye out behind him at any point, so especially being cautious after hearing about the soldiers and potential imprisonment. I'm sure no one noticed. The exact scene that he was seeing. Where did he come from? Wasn't there a wall here just now? Are you sure about that? And she seems to be against it. What do you need the letter to guide her home? Ha. Well then. Who could possibly have... Maybe you should have put him a bit lower. Come on, really, don't just stand there. Wait, are they out of the puddle? I mean, she just wanted the letter back. Didn't want to go impromptu skydiving. Now it seems to be over it pretty quickly. And being taught proper etiquette. Rudyard. Well, your parents must have hated you. Well, that's what the letter was. And, especially why she was so adamant of getting it back. Anyone would just agree. Damn it, Lilia. I mean, teaching some very valuable lessons. They have some reasons as to not let anyone know what's going on. Because he is a... Oh, she has many stories. Oh. A box, you say? Okay. Oh, you such a naughty child. Well, now what did... I mean, people find religion in all sorts of places. I mean, for her to infer all of this... I mean, so far, she's hit the nail right on the head there. I mean, is that something he could even deny right now? Pervert or not, though, you could still somewhat rely on them to rescue you when you're in a perilous situation, or at least have a letter sent to them. You can hear all about the story at a later date when they've actually somewhat safe. I mean, he's already come this far. He's already embroiled with any kind of issues with the palace security. What's going a full infiltration gonna really change? I mean, you say that, but... But she's... starting to think highly of him, are you? immediately ruining any sort of goodwill. Wait. Rujard is not a stranger when it comes to assaulting castles. Hungry, is she? I mean, without the likes of alarm clocks or anything. Shadow Moon Night. Okay. What? Well, that's got to be one way to get him along in an instant, but I have some reservations about this. At least, wow. All right. Well, the maid's been imprisoned, supposedly, so I'm sure he'll be fine. Especially with Roxy out and about elsewhere. Who could have possibly summoned? Already forgotten. Okay. God damn it. Does she need a post-it note stuck to her forehead? We've already seen the kind of issue the prince could be in the scenes we've seen before. Roxy really set him on the right path, though, so without her kind of apprenticeship, things wouldn't have turned out quite like they do now. Those windows aren't letting in a lot of light. Aren't you the guards from earlier? You look a bit worried. Taking staff and bags. Yeah, this is on the up and up. Roxy's changed. You'd put on a candle or two. Yeah, the one that... How long was she lying there? Oh, that rug was hiding a... oubliette? I didn't see that coming. A betrayal of this type? Yeah, I could guess that, but... Is this like the one that was keeping the sacred beast caged? Well, he commissioned it to capture Roxy. Good thing that Rudy got into it instead. Yep, she left on her own accord a while back. That's why he's so upset. The thing with this prince is that there's a couple out there. Wait, are all internal voices the Sugita? Anyway, he seems to be unaware that there are others who wouldn't be happy to sit still. Only 5. To sit still with Rudy disappearing for a while. Why exactly is she here? You haven't thought this through, have you? Give him the idea of calling out for help. Well, it's nothing about authority. It was anyone could be captured in some sort of surprise assault. And why exactly is this shit heap of a prince keeping Aisha and Lilia? You're meant to trust the man, God! How could it possibly be trying to fool you? Everything's worked out so far, right? Even if it was a trap, as it were, and is starting off poorly. There's going to be some kind of turnaround that Rudy is going to come out of this on top with. Whether it be Rudyard storming the castle like he tried to originally, or some sort of fault in this magic circle. Maybe overload it with too much magic. But a story of betrayal like this, of course, if he thought, he's been receiving letters from Roxy before. She's been tutoring the prince in the palace. It wouldn't. Why would anyone immediately assume that some sort of foul play is going on? Apart from seeing the palace soldiers chase down a young girl and try to confiscate a letter under the guise of returning her home safely. That might start some alarm bells immediately. Maybe even the awkward looks on the ones guarding the doors if they knew something was going on. Yeah, the allure of meeting Roxy again was obviously too strong. But also it's quite good because, unlike before in the village, Rudyard, Eris, both heard that he's off to the castle for a bit. Oh, hang on, he hasn't returned for 32 hours? Maybe we should start questioning it. But I'm still very much questioning as to what Lilia's and Aisha's role in this is. It seems completely separate to the whole Roxy subplot. You know, unless the creepy bastard is the walking fabrication of a fecal fountain. Just wants a nice little child-sized maid to follow him around all day. But, you know, if Lilia and Aisha are being kept in the palace, for some reason being hidden away from everyone, not really surprising that people really haven't heard that they're there. How long have they been there? When did they originally get picked up? All of these things probably were going to get found out in the upcoming episodes, but I'm also very hesitant to actually find out the answer. But the mystery behind the man god stays ever present. Exactly whose side are they on? Is all of the advice ultimately going to help out? Going to work itself out somehow? Or just lead to more, further trouble? All I know is, in that mind prison, fantasy, whirly, wibbly wobbly, kind of prismatic world, they need some clothes. With that final thought, I hope you enjoyed the episode, so maybe consider leaving a like on the video, maybe even a comment. Think about subscribing to the channel if you don't want to miss out future episodes. But for now, make sure to get yourselves a bit of rest. See you in the next one. I know it's only a matter of time until someone out there traps me in a basement, although instead of trying to lure in someone of their fancy, it would be to actually sit down and watch an anime in its entirety. And if that sounds like something that you'd be inclined to, well, maybe I can hint you over to Patreon instead, where it's slightly more enjoyable for me. So, I need to thank the likes of Electric Ant, Noku, Raywin, Kite, Sao, Shiwan, Mats, Girly, Cardboard, Croyville, Gintman, Jennifer Rojas, Di Firo, Alvin Garsan, Moaha, Defender of Segs, Dark Shadow 7899, Jeremiah Tima, and everyone else. Luckily, no matter how many magic circles you put down, I already have 0 power.